Today in Stadia News, we're going to be talking about some new job listings opening up over at Google Stadia, as well as a new Vulkan update that is creating a bit of buzz around the community. But before we dive into those two stories, we're going to begin with one about Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, and that's because we now have an official release date of February 15th, day and date alongside other platforms. And while it certainly isn't the type of game that I think everyone is going to be interested in, as a Dynasty Warriors fan myself, I am happy to see this game arrive on Stadia. It also marks the second real big release this year, unless you count Life is Strange Remastered. Hopefully we'll see some more games from Koei Tecmo get published in the future. It would be great to see, as they do have a pretty unique catalog. Are you excited for this game? Let me know down in the comment section below. But now it's on to the next story, and this revolves around a Vulkan API update that a lot of people in the community are getting excited about. And it's mainly coming from the following quote: Vulkan 1.3 and the Roadmap 2022 milestone bring many welcome quality of life improvements for developers, such as dynamic rendering, which eliminates the need for render pass and frame buffer objects and provides a more streamlined approach for rendering. We look forward to making these improvements available on Stadia. Now look, I know that the community is really excited about this statement, but I do think it's important to keep your expectations in check. This is a Vulkan update, and regardless of whether or not Stadia existed, it was going to happen. This isn't an initiative by Google to make games run better on Stadia or to port games faster, but it will help with that process. But don't take this as proof as a bunch of games making their way to Stadia, or a huge improvement like Gen 2 coming to Stadia soon. This is exactly what it is. It's just Google announcing support for the latest Vulkan API update. As I stated previously, this isn't bad news, just don't go expecting this to change things for Stadia drastically. After all, it's not even the first time Vulkan's API has updated and Google has announced support for it. But now let's move on to the last Stadia news story of the day, and that revolves around Google Stadia job listings that were recently shared. They're looking for a whole slew of positions such as software engineers, strategic business development managers, and much more. Many of these spots are available across the United States, but there are also some positions in Ontario, Canada, London, UK, and Munich, Germany. It seems as if Google isn't slowing down on hiring for Stadia. This is something I talk about every now and then on the channel, and I do get asked sometimes why I bring it up. And the answer to that is simply, while I know it's not a major concern for many of us out there in the Stadia community, it's an important note to see that Google isn't slowing down on hiring for Stadia. They still have plans for the platform, and it's still growing internally. Time and time again, we've been told by Google themselves that they don't plan on shutting down Stadia, despite what everybody seems to be saying around it. I really do believe that Stadia will be sticking around as well, and I think it's going to take some time before it picks up to the place where many of us want it to be. At the end of the day, the video game market is huge, and I don't see any big tech company who's getting invested in it right now to give away so easily. Even more so now after Microsoft's planned acquisition of Activision Blizzard. There's a very real reason why Phil Spencer states that Google, Amazon, and Facebook are their competition now. Regardless, these job listings are just further proof that Google continues to invest in the platform, and I can't wait to see what comes of it in the future. Either way, that wraps up all the Stadia news of the day. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button, as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. As always, this has been the Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming and VR related, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.